everyone, it's Libby from Maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Scruff it up. A bit of a rough night last night. Okay, what I want to have a look at in this particular reading, spot passing things. Nothing crazy for you guys. What I want to have a look in this particular reading is something a little bit different. We're going to have a look at the progression of the manufactured outrage. Now, what is happening is there is very much, I've noticed on social media the last couple of days, and gosh, if you're not on social media, all hail to you. But I stay on it because it's a great way to keep in contact with family and friends, but also keep abreast of things that are happening that I otherwise wouldn't be aware of. And things will come across my radar when my guides are ready for me to see it and for me to do a reading on it. Now, what's come across my radar in the last day or so is this, as I said, this ramping up, and it just seems to be so much more prolific of this manufactured outrage of things that we should be angry about and we should be divisive about, which to me is telling me that it is reaching a culmination, that the dam is getting close to bursting, that there is a desperation there. Now, what's happening? Well, our local version of FOX, Faux News, was called Sky in Australia. It's recently had a name change to News 24, which is the most BS name because it's not news at all. It is just very much like Faux News. It's an opinion entertainment channel, but regardless, so it's rebranded itself to try and appear to be newsy, whereas those that actually see through it know that all they're doing is trying to create division and outrage. What's happened is our own version of the Orange Idiot, and I call him that because he's orange and an idiot, our own version, the Orange Harpy, and you'll know who I'm talking about if you know Australian politics, is apparently, despite proclaiming freedom of speech and, all this carry on that she claims, is now starting to, very 1930s mustachioed man, ban news outlets from her media conferences. Gee, I wonder who that sounds like, because she doesn't like the questions that they ask her, because they're actually confronting questions where they are holding her feet to the fire, and she don't want her feet held to the fire. That sort of carry on, same as the Orange Idiot with all this banning on Air Force One and in the White House media press conferences with KKK Levitt. Okay, so the Orange Harpy banning the media, but what's also happening is both the Orange Harpy and our version of Faux News, Faux Entertainment, which is News 24, ranting on Peter Credlin. Oh, I can't stand that woman. Have never liked her. She was, I think she was the main assistant or something, the mover and shaker for Tony Abbott, who was very much a far-right, socialist, not socialist, far-right, conservative Christian fella, one of them, who was our Prime Minister for a short while. So Peter Credlin, she's been ranting on social media about how our census is coming up in the next couple of weeks. Census is held every 5 years. I can fill mine out online on the night. Actually, I can fill it out before the night if I know what's happening, but I don't really know what's happening in 2 weeks, so I'll fill it out on the night. Every 5 years, the census. She's carrying on with this outrage that Judaism is not listed in the named religions. Now, the reason it's not listed is because they name the top 10 religions according to the last census, and I haven't even looked to see what they are. And then they have a box that says other, and then you fill in your religion. So, according to the last census in 2021, Judaism was 0.4% of the populace. Now, that's in comparison to the second biggest sector at 38.9%, which had no religion. So you're talking about 0.4. In fact, the other non-Christian religions, because they put, Muslim and Islamic and etc., the top 10, including no religion, the other non-Christian was 0.5%. So there was more other non-Christian who then had to fill in than there was of those of the Jewish religion. The other Christian was 3.7%. So to actually list all the religions in Australia, you would need an encyclopedia size census. So this is what I'm saying about this manufactured outrage. There's this claim that it's anti-Semitic not to have Judaism in that list of top 10 religions. But it's not in the top 10 religions, so therefore it's not, you get what I'm talking about, but they're manufacturing this outrage. Now, I could argue, why is the flying spaghetti monster religion not listed? Why is the Rastafarian religion not listed? I could argue all these things. It's not anti-Semitic. It's not anti-Judaism. It is simply that it is not in the top 10 of noted religions in the last census. So what I just want to point out is be very careful on social media about this manufactured outrage. I also noticed there was something that I must admit I should just go back and delete my comment, because I'm discussing back and forth with someone there in regards to councils putting up signs saying no camping, no fires to be lit, people will be fined, etc. To try and combat free campers. Now, granted, some of these people are homeless who are setting up home on public lands like beach car parks, boat ramps, pretty much anywhere there is a public toilet that is there for the public. And what they're doing is it's not about those that are homeless and wanting to sleep somewhere for one night. It's very much about those that pull up and say, oh, I like this joint, I'm going to stop here and stay here. And next thing you know, they've got a little picket fence around and their dogs, and they're dumping all their rubbish in the council bins and lighting fires and just having parties, etc. So again, this manufactured outrage about something that is not doesn't require outrage, and it doesn't solve anything. So what I'm going to do, let's have a look. I'm 9 minutes in ranting on my soapbox, so feel free to join me. I'm going to use the Uncommon Tarot. I haven't used, I don't think, from memory, this deck yet. It was sent to me by one of my lovely viewers. So let's have a look. What do we need to know about, okay, I'm going to do an energy spread, which is a slightly different spread. You want those cards. What do we need to know about this manufactured outrage? Okay, they're telling me just to show those three cards to start with. What do we need to know? The Ace of Coins. Okay. There's big money in it. Big money. It's all about money, 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 clicks and views. I've got 4 cards here. The Ace of Coins. You've then got the King of Cups here. This is about creating. So for me, kings are externally doing. Cups are about emotions. This is about creating. Again, this is outrage, emotional overpouring, etc. We've got the magician, manipulation, absolutely. And I'm really drawn to the cup in the background there. I know he's got the wand and the sword and the pentacle, but I'm really drawn to the cup, which again is playing on the emotions. So this is the outpouring of this emotional outrage. It's all about money, 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 money. And then we've got the chariot. Trying to create chaos, trying to get because what the chariot is about is the horses drawing in different directions, trying to create chaotic division. Absolutely, that's what it's all about. Okay, so I don't know that I need to do an energies reading on it from there. We've got the 5 of coins, playing to those that are feeling disenfranchised, cast adrift. The 2 of coins, again, you've got this juggling manipulation, and then you've got the Star card, pouring from cup to cup to create something that doesn't exist, the alchemy. Again, the emotional, because now that's Temperance I'm thinking of, the Star card. Sorry, my bad. Why was I thinking of Temperance? The Star card, being the star. What have we got here? This, again, what have we got? It's a peacock in the background. Let me draw some more cards on this one, the star. Oh, okay, thank you. Yes, okay. It's showing me an image of the Rider-Waite star card where she is pouring water both on land and in the back into the water itself. So yeah, it is pouring water on the emotions and the physicality of it. King of Coins. Yeah, it's being manufactured by the parasitic oligarchs. Gina Reinhardt and her ilk, and those in Australia will know who I'm talking about. You've got the Zuckerbergs because it's Facebook. You've got the Fleons because it's what used to be Twitter, manipulating, the parasites manipulating. Absolutely, it's about, and then you've got the 7 of coins, which is about the harvesting. The harvesting of the money. That's what it's all very much about. I'm just seeing what else is on the bottom there. We've got the awakening. So this is the judgment card and the lovers. And then the Ace of Swords and the moon and the Tower. Oh, that's really interesting. And the 10 of coins coming to an end. Okay, so I think what's going to happen, looking at what's on the bottom here, is trying to harvest, but I don't think it's taking. The Judgment card, people seeing through a big awakening as to what's really behind it and who is involved with the lovers there. You've got the Ace of Swords, the truth being brought through and cutting through, the moon, secrets revealed, bringing about a tower moment, and the 10 of coins, the ending of this oligarchical era. Because, yeah, it's all about, the fake outrage is all about is all about making money. I mean, you notice these ones like our orange harpy claiming, and the orange idiot claiming that they're for the battler, for the people, as they're sitting on their multi-millions, never having to wonder about where their next meal's coming from, and all they're doing is spewing divisive hatred. Okay, so is this what we're looking at? Is what we're looking at a culmination? Is this ramping up? Tell me about why it's ramping up. Let's have a look. Why is this fake, false outrage divisiveness? Why is it ramping up? And I think I know why, but let's have a look to see what the cards say. Right, the Page of Coins. New ways to make money for starters. Yeah, I'm just going to say it's new ways to make money, to raise money, to get money. Page of Coins. The challenge is the Eight of Cups, the emotional walking away. I think people are just done with it. People are starting to get, I actually blocked News 24, which is, our version of faux entertainment. I blocked it on my social media. I'm like, I just cannot be, and I'm assuming you guys are the same. I can't be bothered with it anymore. If they want to scream and yell in their own vacuum, I don't want to see it. They're quite welcome to it. And I cannot be bothered arguing with it, because when this emotional crazy is born out of illogical delusion, can't even say reasoning, this illogical delusion, you cannot argue against it, because there's nothing you can actually say with truth and logic and reason that will overcome, because they are caught up in their emotions. And when it comes from an emotional point, you can't logically push back, debate it, because you're not arguing against intellectual logic and reason. So, yeah, I think more and more of us are just like, yeah, whatever, and just discarding and walking away. What have we got at the bottom here? This is the Nine of Coins. It's all about finding, trapping and feathering their own nests. It's about, again, the uber wealthy who are sitting in their money pit, not listening to public opinion. That's the energy that it's stewing in at the moment. So I'm asking, why is this increase? Because it's worked in the past. I'm just going to say it's worked for them in the past, and they don't realize that we are in a different vibrational energy now. And I'm not talking about everybody, but I'm talking, you and me and many others like us. We've got the Eight of Swords, intellectual entrapment, absolutely in the past. So they have captured their audience in the past, and they've got them bound up and tied intellectually. The Swords of Truth are pointing down, so this emotional play that they use is based in some aspects of truth, because otherwise it wouldn't take at all. There are minor points of truth. For example, I'm just going to put the cards down and use a for example. For example, something that crossed my feed this morning is a photograph that the Orange Harpies Party is putting out there, claiming the rampant child brides in the Muslim community or something along those lines. And they've got a photograph of grown men each holding the hand of a young girl. Now, that photograph has been proven to be, it was a mass wedding that was undertaken, and those young girls were the flower girls. They were not the brides. The brides were out of shot. So what they've done is they've taken this, they've created this false story about it that is feeding into the emotions of those that want to believe this fake rhetoric about, yes, there is underage marriage going on, and what's happening is there is a basis of truth there of underage marriages. However, when they are reported in Australia, there is HELL to pay for those that are involved, because it is highly, highly, highly illegal in Australia. So there is a little basis of truth that there have been incidences of child brides, not disputing that. Very, very, very few and far between. But what's happened is they've taken that little grain of sand and created a whole beach out of it. So this is what I'm saying about this intellectual entrapment of non-truths. but there is a shred, there is the merest shred of reality in it that feeds into the machine. Okay, so let's keep going. So why are we seeing this ramping up? The Nine of Swords. Because they know, and those behind it know, that intellectually and legally they are they're trying to create the big scary monster. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to create the boogie monster, go from this Eight of Swords to this Nine of Swords, because this is the here and now. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to increase the monster under the bed, the boogie monster, the reds under the bed, whatever you like to call it, because people are walking away with this Eight of Cups, emotionally walking away because we're just done with it. It's not even worth our time anymore to push back at them. Okay, so what's the immediate future? The Fool card. Says the Wanderer, but it's the Fool. Took me a while to twig to that because it's the zero. Because we are in this uncharted waters, this new beginning, this new territory, this new spiritual territory, where we are putting our faith and trust in more than something that is not tangible. And those that are based in this, grounded in this materialistic world with this Nine of Coins, cannot understand the non-tangible spirituality. This new beginning, this uncharted waters, this walking away and starting on a new path. We've got here the Nine of Cups. Now, nines are the culmination just before the ending. So the Nine of Cups, be careful what you wish for, can be wish fulfillment, but I get it more as be careful what you wish for. But it's also a culmination. They think they have it all lined up and in a row, but what is beneath those cups that is not being revealed? So I'm just going to say, because nines are the just before the 10, and the 10 is the ending. So this is the stages before their ending, before they know things are going to end. Nine of Swords, Nine of Cups. Internally, sorry, they're sticky and slippery at the same time. We've got the Queen of Swords. This is internally. Internal logic is coming forward. A lot of us are stepping into looking within and seeing the truth. So they're playing on this emotion, but many of the populists that are walking away are just saying, hang on, this is getting so outrageous it doesn't make sense anymore. So it's almost like there's this internal intellectual awakening. There will be some that will go to their grave kissing the golden sneaker. And my guides have always said 17%, but that leaves 83% who step into this new energy. Right, the hopes and fears, the Five of Swords, the abuse of power, the betrayal, the deceit, the lies, the outrageousness, the bully, etc. This is in the hopes and fears, the Five of Swords, because they know it's a major shifting point. The outcome, the Five of Coins, out in the cold, financially out in the cold. Let's see where we go. Page of Swords, this new beginning based in truth. And then the Wise One, number 5. I'm having to think who that is. And the Moon is secrets are revealed. and then the Tower. It all comes crushing down. Okay. I'm going to pause you for 2 seconds and check who the wise one is. Hang on a sec. Okay, you can stop yelling at me. It's the Hierophant. The higher authorities, the spiritual knowing, the universal energy. So we've got both the Fool, trust that the universe has got our back, and the universal energy is going to reveal with the Moon card their lies and deceit and their lunacy, and it's going to end up in a Tower moment. On the bottom, I've got the Empress, the birth of something new, and the Page of Wands, and then the Page of Cups, bringing forward this new energy. So, yeah, I'm going to pause you while I do a good cough. Hang on a sec. Sorry about that. Still, I've been told it'll take a couple of weeks to get rid of the last of the phlegm production. Okay, so yeah, because they're feeling ramping up the manufactured outrage because they are probably sensing the shift, but are doubling down on what worked in the past. Yeah, the wheel is turning. Absolutely. The Wheel of Fortune and the Judgment card with the awakening. A collective awakening, a realization, an inevitability of the wheel turning. So, yeah, that's why I'm getting this manufactured outrage is ramping up. Don't engage in it. It is false rhetoric. It is fake. It is designed purely to incite and divide. So I'm just going to say just stay away from it. And exactly in regards to the census being the perfect example. Oh, it's anti-Semitic and anti-Judaism and blah, 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 blah. No, it's not. It is logical that the top 10 in the last census are named, and you've got the option of other where you can write it in. Otherwise, we would have the flying spaghetti monsters and the Rastafarians on there as well. Okay, gonna leave it with you. Love to you all. Take care.